Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Pause the video right now to check out my social media, my radio show, and thatdrummerguy.com. And most of all, enjoy the following presentation.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. It's great to be able to talk to you again and be able to promote some brand new Exhumed.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and just like I said, we're here to talk about the brand new album from Exhumed, Death Revenge, which is going to be coming out through Relapse. I've gotten the chance to be able to check this out over the last week and a half or so, and I just gotta say, you know, just like with this new direction with the band, you know, like going with this full concept style, I think you guys have really written your magnum opus. I mean, like, this is easily the best stuff that you guys have done to date so far.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man. I think it's our best record, but I guess every time we do a new record, I think it's our best, so I'm biased, but it's nice to hear that from somebody else.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, what went into the songwriting for Death Revenge?
I'm sorry, can you say that again, please?
Oh, sorry. What went into the songwriting for Death Revenge?
We kind of start each record with like a really sort of broad kind of direction, like just like a one word, like aggressive or like moodier. And then for this record, it was darker. It was just sort of the general direction that we were going in. And that kind of just informed everything. But I feel like we also spread ourselves out a little bit more on this record, you know. There's a song like A Funeral Party, which is like, you know, just over 2 minutes, just completely aggressive. And then obviously there's the instrumental, which is like 6 minutes or whatever, and it's kind of, almost like a extended jam or whatever. So there's a little bit more variety and a little bit more, I guess, in trying to find something that had a little bit more atmosphere and vibe for the concepts. I think it lended itself to using a little bit more melody in a little bit more obvious ways maybe than we have in the past. So it was, it's almost hard to remember because, like, we recorded the record in April and I had written it. I think I finished writing it in January of 2017 now, so January of 2016. So it's been quite a while since we wrote the songs at this point. But, you know, it wasn't too terribly different from everything else, just in terms of, you know, we always try to write songs with choruses and hooks and, you know, try to do our best material, you know?
Yeah, and I definitely, again, think that you guys easily pulled that off this time around. I mean, there's so many great hooks, melodies, harmonies that are going on here. I mean, mixed in with the patented Exhumed sound. I mean, you know, just like being able to explore all these different musical territories while still sounding like the band. I mean, it's just so great to be able to see that.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I do feel like, you know, there's a bit of, you know, our sort of like traditional heavy metal influence. There's a bit of our thrash metal kind of influence and, you know, a bit of grindcore and you know, mostly same old death metal we've always played. But I do feel like it has a little bit more sort of a representation of all of our influences across the spectrum, you know?
And so with that, I mean, as far as lyrically, I mean, it's a very much so a concept album. Where did the idea come from to focus on this particular story?
You know, it's really mundane how it started. I mean, I was just sort of like poking around on Wikipedia, you know, thinking about starting on some lyrics, you know, after you get a couple of songs written, you sort of want to start writing lyrics. And I just sort of stumbled upon the Burke and Hare story, and I thought it was just it just fit Exhumed like a fucking glove, you know. It had grave robbery, it had murder, it had anatomical dissection, and, you know, also some sort of like drunken stupidity as well as, you know, involved. So it just sort of made sense with everything that we were already doing, and I just kind of, it was obviously too big of a story to do in one song. So I kind of pitched the idea to the guys of doing a concept record, and they were into it. So I started doing research, bought a couple books, and just kept reading about it, and and then worked with Ross, who is just a really good editor and also has a lot more experience doing concept records than I do. So that was very fortuitous that he came back into the band to do the record with us, because I think that was a big help in keeping the lyrics, cohesive and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it's so great. I mean, it just feels like a perfect culmination of everything that's going on. And just like you said, when you look into the backstory of what actually happened, I mean, it does fit so perfectly for an Exhumed record. I mean, it's almost like those events were made for Exhumed.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I really didn't know anything about the story until I started writing the album. It was something I hadn't heard of, and usually in metal there's like certain killers that have been talked about, by many bands. I mean, there's a bunch of Checker songs and Jeffrey Dahmer and so on and so forth, and I felt, that this hadn't really been covered very much, so I really wanted to jump on it and claim it because it was just such a cool story. I was very surprised more bad than
Still there?
Shit. Was it lose you there?
Yeah, I lost you for a couple seconds there.
Sorry about that. It was just saying that I was really surprised some of the bands hadn't written about it, and once I became aware of the story, I wanted to really jump on it and before somebody else did.
Oh, and with that said, what has been the reception that you've heard so far for the songs that have been released so far, or anyone that's heard the album so far?
It seems pretty positive. I think the one thing that I wanted to do was just kind of take some chances with the record, because I think we were really consistent. It's great and stuff, but it kind of is less. There's less sort of hook people in, and I knew that we were capable of doing a little bit more different stuff, with like the film score bits and the instrumental and so on and so forth. And it seems to be, it seems to work so far. People seem to like it. But I haven't seen a ton of reviews yet, so I don't know. We'll see. At the moment, I finished recording it. I was like, oh, some suck. The total whole mistake. I don't hear everything, and I was like, all right, this is good.
So, with that said, how hard was it to decide what songs were going to be featured as far as like music videos? I mean, it seems like Nightwork was just like a perfect fit to be able to show off the album.
Well, the harrowing, and we talked about it internally, and we kind of felt Nightwork was a little bit better choice because, with the first song with the Producer of the Grave and Lifeless, we're definitely kind of more the signature Exhumed kind of sound. And with Nightwork, we felt it was a little bit slower, and it might be something that once aware of the band already might get into more easily, So that was kind of the thinking behind that. And it's hopefully it's paid off. The video itself I couldn't be happier with. I was really impressed with what the director Jeff Simpson did. I mean, he with the case, the Broken Hair Murders, and he was very familiar with Exhumed, and really, he sent us a treatment, and I was just like, wow, this is fucking excellent, and it just turned out better than I could have hoped. So it's a video that I'm actually really proud of. Most of it I was too wild about, but I'm into.
Well, I can definitely say from the music video aspects, I mean, I absolutely love it. I mean, the cinematography, the story that's being told with it, and it just matches the mood of the song so well. I mean, everything with it just combined. I mean, it's just, again, a great representation.
We wanted to do something that was a little bit more like atmospheric and sort of vibe oriented rather than just have a lot of, blood and guts splashing everywhere, which is also very cool. But, we wanted people to really get an idea of what the feel of the album is all about, And it's not, like a gross out fest. It's more of a sort of, dark period piece kind of thing. So that was kind of the thinking there.
Oh, very cool. So, I know that you guys have some touring that's being lined up. I know you guys are doing some select dates with the Black Dahlia Murder that's going to be coming up, and I know you guys have some more stuff that's going to be going on. So, how are you guys deciding about what songs are going to be added from this album into the set list?
You know, it's kind of weird because it's a concept album, and we've talked about maybe playing it all the way through, but you know, the record is still so new. I don't really know if people would be turned off by that, or you know, or what. So we're probably going to do about half of the new record. We have a headlining tour that will be announced, I think, next week. So we'll probably be playing about half of the new album, and then, you know, the oldies but goodies or whatever. But it is a little bit of a challenge, you know, because the album is designed to be listened to straight through, you know. I mean, it was like, so we'll see. I mean, if people really, really like the record, then, you know, maybe we'll come out and just play the whole album straight through, which would be something that we haven't done before, you know. But with it being brand new, like I said, I'm afraid that people might be like, the new record's okay, but I just want to hear whatever Limb from Limb or whatever the fuck they want to hear. So they come to the show and they're like, this is kind of boring, I'm just going to leave or whatever. So that said, that we are kind of we are going to be incorporating some new gags and some new set pieces and stuff into the show to try to, you know, further build up this kind of this narrative vibe. We're going to stop short of, like, you know, dressing in frilly shirts and stuff. We're not going to go that far, though.
You know, I was actually going to ask about that, if there was going to be, like, the frilly shirts from 17th, 18th century, you know. It's like, I think there could have been something that worked with that. But, you know, it's like, it's cool to see that you guys are going to be updating the live show to coincide with the album as well. I mean, it's cool to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we try to keep doing something a little bit different every tour, and keep it fun for the audience and for ourselves. I mean, we, you know, all the stuff that we do, we get a kick out of, and our mascot, Dr. Filthy, he's always, like, coming up with new and zany ideas that that make us all laugh, you know, and I think it adds just a little bit of something different to the show that's, you know, a little bit, it can be funny, it can be gross, but it's always some sort of, you know, distraction from how drunk we are and how bad we're playing the riffs or whatever, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, without even thinking about the alcohol consumption that go along with it. I mean, the first time that I ever saw Exhumed, I mean, it was the first time I got to meet you down in Milwaukee for Summer Slaughter a few years back, and, you know, it's just like...
right.
Yeah, and, you know, just like getting to see the theatrics and the gags that were going on along with the live set, I mean, that's what really drew me into the band, and then I really started to get to focus more on the music to go along with that, and, you know, just like seeing that stage show along with the music, I mean, it's a great thing to be able to see that you guys aren't just focusing on the music, but you also want to make it a good live show as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love, you know, like the idea of making an actual, like, a presentation, you know, but it's kind of a weird, you know, it's a weird sort of gray area. I mean, like, I wouldn't want to do something like what Guar does or what Ghoul does, which I think is great. I mean, I think both bands are awesome, but at that point, you know, especially with Guar, it's almost like a show where they happen to play songs as well, you know, but I feel like the performance aspect is more important than the music. We're trying to go for something that's more like in the Iron Maiden range, where it's like, yes, it's mostly the band performing music, but there's going to be some cool, like, crazy shit as well, you know. Obviously, we don't have the budget to, you know, make a 20-foot monster come out on stage or have, like, hydraulic hands lifting us up or anything like that, but we want to try to capture that same sort of spirit and do it, you know, in a way that fits with Exhumed, which has always had kind of like a DIY kind of underground aesthetic. So it's going to be kind of a DIY underground, you know, version of an arena rock show, just at a club that holds 300 people.
Yeah, exactly. And I do think it's the great mixture that you guys have. I mean, it's not over-the-top theatrical. I mean, it's not just focused on the songs. I mean, it's a little bit of both, obviously focusing on the music, but, you know, just enough to be able to make sure that people are paying attention to what's going on stage.
Yeah, and I think it's also a case of, you know, it helps with just ear fatigue, you know. A lot of our songs are really fucking fast, you know, and it's like if we're playing like 5 or 6 songs that are all incredibly fast, it can kind of just become a blur to the audience, you know, especially if there's somebody there that's seeing us maybe for the first time, you know, and or isn't that familiar with the band. It can just kind of become like a wall of noise And so this way we were able to sort of punctuate the show with these moments of, just something visual to kind of re-engage you, like one of the reasons I like listening to records rather than, streaming or CDs or whatever, is that you have to like physically get up out of your chair and turn it over and sort of like re-engage with the music. And hopefully that's, part of what the stage show accomplishes as well.
Yeah, and I think that's, getting back into the album, I think that's the great thing about doing a concept album for Death Revenge. I mean, especially if you do get a record version of it, it's like it does force you to have to like get up and change it over to the next side, and really being able to dive into everything that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, ideally for me, what I would hope somebody listening to it would sit down, open up the lyric sheet, listen to the songs and read the lyrics and the story, and hopefully there's something that's kind of immersive there where you're, where your interest is kept up the whole time. I mean, I was thinking about it, and what we did with the sleeve and everything, where there's illustrations for each song, and all the lyrics are basically written out as like character dialogue. And I didn't really think of it until I actually got the physical album in my hands. But it kind of took me back to when I was a really little kid, and some of the first records that I owned were like those, like Spider-Man or Batman or whatever records where, you put on the record and it just has the dialogue, and as you're listening to the record, you're turning the page and you're reading the story with it, kind of thing, And, or I even have like a little like Return of the King animated movie, like 7-inch that has like, when you hear the sword go, you turn the page or whatever. And it almost kind of harkens back to like that kind of experience is what I hope people get out of it, where they sit down and can really dive into it, At the same time, we also want it to be a record where, if you just hear one song, you're like, hey, that was a cool death metal song, as well as kind of being part of a bigger whole, So, moderately ambitious for us, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the important thing too, it's like, obviously when you put out a full length, you want people to be able to go out and listen to the whole full length and be able to experience it from start to finish, but there's also going to be the whole purpose of the singles is, to show off like representations of what the albums are about, and they go out and like, if they haven't heard Exhumed before, they go and check out one of the new singles and they really dig what they hear, and that makes them want to go out and see you guys live and then go back and check out the past music and everything. So, it's like, it's good to have those songs that can really show off what you guys are capable of as a one-off song or in a complete form like this.
Yeah, that was kind of the challenge of doing the record, is every song had to work as a song and then also had to work as part of the whole story, and the music hopefully kind of went along with what's going on in the lyrics. Like Night Work is about digging up graves, so it's kind of like chugging and has sort of like a consistent like kind of vibe, because fucking digging up the corpse. And Funeral Party is about basically they would get the victims like really intoxicated and then suffocate them to death and like very suddenly, and they would have no idea what was happening. And so that song is like really fast and violent, and with kind of like whiplashing stops and starts or whatever. And so hopefully, each song represents the lyrics a little bit and it goes in the correct order and all that stuff. So there's a lot more stuff to kind of keep in mind rather than just like, hey, this song's fast, like let's put a slower one after that. Okay, cool. So.
Yeah, well, I can definitely say that from the fan aspect, it's just like, I really truly appreciate that you guys went into this much effort to really make a great story that just fits so very well with the band. And the more that I do listen to it, the more that I am able to pick up on stuff. I mean, whether it's like the music cues that really fit with something, or it's the lyrical content that really fits the mold of what's going on. I mean, I'm able to pick up something with every listen to it, and I'm really able to appreciate it that much more because you guys did put so much work into it, thinking about it that way.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, that's always, I appreciate hearing that. I mean, that's always the goal. I mean, to me, it's like my favorite records, that I've been listening to for 30 years or whatever. I come back and there's still something there that, I'll pay more attention to and or get more depth out of. And, obviously everybody's trying to make a record that, people will want to listen to 10 years down the line or whatever. And hopefully still keep getting new things out of, and So there's a lot. There's a lot to this record, you know. It's like if you want to sink your teeth into it, like there's a lot there.
And speaking of that, I mean, you've been keeping up very busy with a lot of different work outside of Exhumed. Is there anything else in the works right now as far as other stuff coming up?
My traditional metal band Pounder, we just played our second show last night at the Frost and Fire Festival in Ventura. We're going to have a 7-inch coming out, I think, early next year on Hell's Headbangers, and then we'll be recording a new album relatively soon. Not exactly sure how that's all going to go down just yet. So that's kind of the next thing. Gruesome, we just got, I think, the last pieces of the puzzle to start mixing our new album, which will be out next year as well, new full-length album. So, yeah, I like to keep busy, and I mean, I always have a lot of ideas and stuff, so I just figure, you know, might as well fucking try to develop as many of them as I can, and because, I mean, I enjoy playing in Gruesome, I enjoy playing in Exhumed and Pounder, and I think we're working on some new Expulsion material as well. Matt will send me some new demos and stuff, so yeah, just try to keep busy. I mean, it's like if you have enough material, you might as well just keep using it, you know. So that's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and it's so cool that you are in that position where you are able to expand to all these different horizons. I mean, with like Gruesome and Pounder and Expulsion and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like all of them have their own very distinct sound. And when you are able to have it exhumed in that as well, I mean, when you are able to hit all these different territories, I mean, just like you said, when you do have that inspiration and creativity and all these different things that you want to be able to show off, I mean, you might as well do it. And I'm glad that you are able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always, you know, kind of came up with a lot of ideas, and thankfully, as I've gotten older and a little bit more mature, I have a little bit more stick-to-itiveness, and because I mean, really, to me, the idea is the easy part. It's the execution and the follow-through, and then the, you know, putting it together or whatever. That's where it takes the effort. You can sit around and be like, it'd be so cool if blank. But to make whatever that idea is happen, there's all those intermediary steps, and I'm very fortunate to work with really good bandmates in all my bands that, you know, really help facilitate the process of recording and arranging and everything else. So I feel quite lucky in that respect.
Oh, very much so. I just wanted to touch on this before I let you go. I know you got a busy press day ahead of you. I noticed that you said you were getting a final piece of the puzzle together for the new Gruesome album. Is it too early to say like what album that's going to be inspired by this time around?
I think I don't think it's ever been a secret that the new Gruesome is going to be sort of our spiritual healing, basically. So it's going to be a little bit more, you know, musical, a little bit more, you know, technical and whatnot than the last two. So we're kind of, once we kind of figured out what we were doing with Savage Land, you know, we just kind of were having fun. I mean, it's still fun, but we didn't really think about like a master plan. But once that record came out and sort of got some legs, we just decided that we wanted to go through the Death discography kind of in chronological order and do our take on each era of the band, because one of the great things about Death is that every record is quite different from the last and the next, you know. So it's a lot of cool territory for us to be able to explore, and we're just kind of having fun, taking our time, going through the whole thing. So.
Yeah, and I think that's a great example. I mean, with like every Death album, it does have its own very distinct sound. And, you know, getting back into what you're able to do now, I mean, being able to have like all these different sides to you, I mean, whether it is Pounder or Expulsion, Exhumed or Gruesome, you know, just like being able to show off all these different sides and making them all so cohesive. And it makes me want to be able to check out everything. I mean, the fact that the Pounder's going to be going out and making out some new music for next year, I mean, that makes me very excited because I haven't really heard you go into that more of the heavy metal style, so that makes me very interested to see what's going to be coming from that.
Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, my thing is that I like a lot of different styles of music, not just metal, but I mean just everything, you know. And if I were to make an album that had everything that I like on it, I mean, it would just make no fucking sense at all. You'd have like a shoegaze song, and then like a funk song, and then a, you know, grindcore song, and then like a noise song. It just would be insane. And I personally don't like records like that. Like, I don't like Mr. Bungle and that kind of stuff because it's not cohesive. I want to hear something that feels like a unified whole. So I kind of put things in their little respective boxes, you know, very compartmentalized kind of way of thinking, and that way I get to sort of keep everything where it makes sense to me, you know. Like, I don't want to hear a traditional heavy metal band with a fucking blast beat, you know, but I also don't want to hear Exhumed with, you know, a melodic vocal. That to me, that just is too outside the box. I'm too structured for that.
Well, getting back into, of course, the main purpose of that, I think you guys definitely nailed it right. I mean, just like going as far enough out of the box as you needed to go with Death Revenge. I mean, just like being able to do like a full concept, you know, just like showing off all the different sides, some territories that hadn't really been explored too much in the past, but, you know, just like getting everything down from beginning to end, lyrical content, artwork, the music videos, everything that's going along with it. I mean, like I said before, I think it's the magnum opus of Exhumed. I mean, it covers everything I love about the band, and some brand new stuff that I never even thought about with Exhumed before has been covered on here. And when the album does come out next Friday through Relapse, I think people are really going to be able to enjoy it. I mean, there's something for everybody in there, but it does have that cohesive feel to it. And, you know, just like when you are able to listen to it from start to finish, there's always going to be new things to be able to pick up on it. And it's great to see that you guys were able to make an album like this, because it really shows off everything that you're capable of.
Oh, well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. And again, thank you very much for taking the time to be able to do this. It's always a pleasure when I'm able to promote anything that you got going on. And the fact that it is such an amazing release like the brand new Exhumed, it's a great honor to be able to help promote that and get the word out, because people really need to check this one out.
Right on, man. I appreciate the kind words, and always good to talk to you, dude.